I met Douglas Bugie many, many years ago when we were in the process of launching Humana International. Doug and I came together as partners to launch a global executive search business. Our time together, we were able to create a business that spanned across 30 countries with 147 offices, making Humana one of the most exciting businesses that I've ever partnered with. And that's how I met Doug Bugie.
Well, over to me then. How did I meet James Caan?
Sorry, should we shake hands?
Sure can. At the beginning and at the end. Yes. I was searching the United Kingdom and really Europe and Asia for the outstanding people in the industry. And this is darn near 30 years ago. And I would look for people who were making a difference even back then, just like we look for them now in our current business, truly making a difference. And
But our hair color was different then, right?
Yes. I have mine dyed gray actually to look smart. And I met Robert Walters, I met Michael Page, I met in America Robert Half, I met Miles Broadbent of Norman Broadbent, Andrew Banks, Nambu of Japan, who started Persona. I went all over the world. And one name kept coming up over and over in the United Kingdom as somebody who was really doing some different things in executive search, in the middle range of income. No one had done it. It was all newspaper driven. It was James Caan. And from that start, meeting him, look what's happened. It was an amazing thing. I just wanted to find somebody who lived up to his own saying, observe the masses and do the opposite.
And what a journey it's been, Doug. And now here we are, having built Humana International as a huge brand across the globe. We're on the next journey with Recruitment Entrepreneur. And one of the things that I'm so proud of is the whole essence of Recruitment Entrepreneur is to identify individuals that share a similar ambition to what I had, which is to build their own business, build it with scale, with size and substance, and most importantly, create something they can be proud of that has an exit value. What we've created in the UK is literally the perfect model. We launched Recruitment Entrepreneur 5 years ago, and here we are today with 27 successful entrepreneurs that we back that today are building some amazing businesses. And we're now in a position where we can take that model and expand into what is the biggest market in the world, the USA. And I'm delighted of all the people that we could have identified that Doug and I come back together again after such an amazing journey to launch Recruitment Entrepreneur in the US.
Yes, it's interesting because the essence, call it the ethos of what we're about, is to find people who are ambitious and still climbing. It doesn't matter what their age is. It does matter what their experience is. They've already proven themselves, but they want to go forward. And we did the same thing in franchising, except there's a big difference in terms of Recruitment Entrepreneur. It's huge. We used to back people and give them training and support and help them lift up and build their own businesses. Now what we're doing, and I think it's amazing the evolution that you've had and you've learned through experience with the exits that you've done already, the investments that you've done already. We not only find great people who want to go forward, we surround them with support, both in the front office, call it the front end of the business generation side, and everything to do with running and managing that business so they are free to use their talents to the fullest. That's something that in my career, and it's going on 37 years now in about 40 countries, I've never seen it. So you're sitting here looking at a very, very excited guy at this time of his career that can bring it all together with you.
I mean, I think what makes this unique, Doug, is not only do we provide the support, but we provide the capital. So the first company in the world where, we will actually physically invest real capital into your business. And unlike a lot of opportunities that people see, I'm sitting here today extremely proud of the fact that I've had 14 successful exits in recruitment. There probably aren't many people around the world. Some people have built one business or two or maybe even three that have successfully sold. But to have created 14 exits where I backed 14 different individuals who've gone on to build businesses, successfully exit those businesses, and genuinely make millions as a return on what they've done. So I think the opportunity that we provide is really second to none for entrepreneurs who are looking to build personal wealth and create something they can be proud of.
I don't think it's an accident that only about 1% of recruitment businesses in any country ever realize an exit. They just don't do it. And it's also no accident that there's not another company like Recruitment Entrepreneur. It could only be created through real experience doing it. This is a unique industry. It's so people driven that to back somebody in this takes a takes a lot of experience, and it takes some real insight, because there's no substance to it. It is the people. So your insight, the general emotional intelligence of our great team, we can pick them. And that's what we're looking for. People who we know are going to run with the ball. And there's nobody else doing it around the world, because it takes a lot of accumulated experience to understand who can really run with that ball in our field. It's hard to pick them out. So that's why we're encouraging people to talk to us, because just like you want to get with a partner who's going to do the best for you and flourish, we are the same way. We're reaching out to you, you're reaching out to us to try to find the best combination possible to take this thing forward. And very exciting journey.
I mean, a lot of times, Doug, I get asked the question, so what is it that Recruitment Entrepreneur that makes the difference? So I think I can probably encapsulate that on a few points. So firstly, it's finding the right individual that shares in our vision, ambition and growth. 2, it's us providing you with the capital. So typically what I find when entrepreneurs start out, they're generally quite undercapitalized. They just don't start with enough money to really scale the business. So they end up being boutiques. With Recruitment Entrepreneur, you get real capital that's sufficient for you to scale. When you join Recruitment Entrepreneur, you're actually able to draw a salary and generate an income whilst you're building that business. You know, today, a number of our founders are consistently earning in excess of $500,000 a year whilst running their own business. So not only do you get capital, you get a salary and an opportunity to maintain your lifestyle. In addition to that, we surround you with a team of experts that are trained, taught, who have built and sold successful recruitment businesses. So your management team from day one literally looks like a world-class team. And that nurturing, that coaching, and that development that we take you through will give you the ingredients to grow and scale that business. The people that we surround you with are people that are there effectively to enable you to do what you do best, and we put the building blocks to scale the business. Because of our brand, because of our international reach, and because of our pedigree, this helps you attract people that you probably otherwise would not have been able to attract. We're very fortunate that part of our organization, we also happen to own our own private equity firm. So consistently, we are approached all the time with potential buyers who are looking to invest and acquire recruitment businesses. So as you go through that journey and you get to a position where you're looking for a realization event, you know, that probably will happen for you through our own private equity firm. So as we're sitting here today, we have an offer on the table for one of our businesses. We've signed heads of terms and we're due to effectively close that transaction in the next 6 weeks. 3 months ago, we just sold another recruitment business. In September, we have another one coming up for sale. So the concept of realization and wealth creation is not a myth. It's not theoretical, it's a reality.
You're making me think of the times we spent together. We would open businesses. One year we opened 67 in 22 countries. Most of them, even with our help, never got beyond 5 people, and most don't. Most remain boutiques. So we're looking for people and be able to provide people what James is talking about, who can make that pivot, who can go from 5 to 10 desks or 15 desks to diversify, to bring on leadership. And we're involved with all that because, as I think about it, something like 95% of recruitment businesses in the world are less than 10 desks. how many have we even worked with? You more than me. But if I look at about 800 in startups I've been involved with, I would say no more than about 40 of them ever got beyond 10 desks. So we're looking for people with the ambitions to build something bigger and better, and also to participate in a community where the idea exchanges and the camaraderie and the support you get from fellow entrepreneurs who are really climbing that mountain and doing a great job. Some are higher than others in terms of getting closer to an exit, but the amount of idea sharing and deal sharing is quite amazing to me. A lot of times people in the recruitment business stick in silos of their own specialties and they don't exchange ideas. Quite the opposite is true in this community, and it's really great to see.
I think the other thing I'm finding, Doug, more and more is initially when we launched Recruitment Entrepreneur, most of the people that typically approached us were people who were looking to start businesses. What I'm finding more and more now is people are approaching us who have existing businesses that maybe have been established for maybe 5 or 10 years and have got to that 5 or 6 people. They've got a great business, it's a lifestyle, they make good money, but they've not really built any personal wealth. And what they're looking to do is actually scale that business and create a brand that's a market-leading brand in their sector and create something they can be proud of. So I'm seeing more and more existing businesses joining the Recruitment Entrepreneur model, allowing us to provide you with the expertise to help scale and grow that business. So Recruitment Entrepreneur is not just open for people who want to launch from the beginning, but also for experienced entrepreneurs that have a business but need that help to really scale and fast track that business to a realization event.
Speaking of which, part of our business is though startup, but it's not startup as if somebody's starting from scratch. It's somebody who has a lot of experience and they've really shown they can do the business, shown they can lead in the past, managed people, attracted people, but for whatever reason they want to start out on their own. So they haven't quite gotten to the momentum going yet where they got 5 or 6 people. And the toughest thing about our business, no matter what size you are, and the thing I think we bring to the table in a really great way is if someone is telling the recruitment entrepreneur story correctly, and we sure as heck work with them so they can. It's a great story and it enables people, be they a startup or a scale up, to attract the top performers where they live, and even maybe where they don't live with the virtual offices going on now. And I think out of anything, if I had to pick one thing where we really add massive value, again, back to it's a people business. It's the caliber of your people and how they turn into leaders and how they interact with their clients and candidates and how they in turn attract other people to business that means everything when you're starting or scaling up. We provide that platform. It's real, it's transferable, people understand it, and it sets us apart. I think that's why the joint venture partners are outpacing by a wide margin the average production in the industry because they've got better, more committed people that have joined them.
Yeah, I think it's 2 things. Our entrepreneurs typically attract better quality individuals with more experience, but also I think the caliber of the team at Recruitment Entrepreneur is truly a world-class team. There is no other organization in the world where you will find the level of talented individuals that we have with the track records that they have in building businesses. And you're accessing talent that you otherwise would probably never have the opportunity of being able to access. These are people who've built businesses, sold businesses, who've been on the journey that you want to go on. They know what the pitfalls are and they know how to navigate you through that process so that you end up being in a position where you've got a business that you can truly be proud of.
We just got off a global call today, and James has and will be, I'm sure, the straw that stirs the drink. He's brought a lot of great people together, world class. And it's a funny thing because I'm now probably the oldest guy in the room every time I go into a room. I used to be the youngest. I sit there and I listen to these people and what they have to say about not only their markets, but about our business in general and where it is and where it's going and what are the cutting edge trends and how do you attract really the best people? How is all this done? And I have to admit, I sit there, which is hard for me sometimes, and I hold my tongue. I really don't have anything I could add to them because the level of conversation is so great. If you're going to say something, you want it to be very thoughtful and say something real, because you're dealing with the best of the best in the world in our field right now. And congratulations for bringing it together. It's a terrific feat. And once it's got its momentum and its critical mass, its gravitas, it just keeps attracting more and better people into it. It's fun to see, because it's only been a number of months since the international business really started to lift. It's only been a number of months in America. But the impact we're already making, the thousands of people who are interested in this now, we'll pick the ones, and they'll pick us carefully to do these deals we do. But it's just awesome to see, because it's real. It's the real deal. It's really great.
Oh, Doug, tell me, how big is the US market in comparison to the rest of the world?
It varies with the amount of science one brings to it, but I've heard and read through legitimate journals and such, there's about 20,000 recruitment companies in the US, but I know that's very low, because so many of them are small and they're barely on the radar, that if you look at the entire population, the number's always been closer to about 70 to 80,000. And that's in recruitment, that's in permanent recruitment. If you add in staffing and contracting, all the other variants, that's easily another 20,000 companies, adding billions. So it's safe to say the US is 40 to 50% of the world market in recruitment. Interestingly though, the United Kingdom per capita, let's say, has more recruiters in the population than the United States does, and I think in some ways it's still a more advanced professional market. But the US is caught up in many ways. It used to be sort of something you did when you couldn't find another job. Now it's looked at as being a really first-rate way of making an impact on business and society. You have to be well educated, you have to be very well spoken, you have to be very well read, very, very intuitive to make a difference. And the money people are making right now is just incredible. The market's never been hotter. The demographics, the aging population, the rebound from COVID, there's not enough people educated in technology and mathematics. There's job shortages. Immigration has slowed. It's a perfect storm for the business to have never been in better shape. Most recruiters are carrying 10 to 15 assignments. Most assignments are filled even into upper levels above 200, 300,000. They're filled within weeks, not months. The talent demand's never been higher. So we will be in the market as of now, and there's just never been a better time to do it. On the one hand, the industry's booming, and so people are making a lot of money and don't want to think about how high they could go. Yes, we have to deal with that. We have to cut through that. But there's always, in any country, any market, visionary people. That's what I've spent my life doing, finding them. I found people like James. That's what I've done. If I had to say, put it on my tombstone, that's what I did. And now we're having to do that in America, to find that smaller percentage, and it is much smaller, who don't think enough is enough, who do see beyond the horizon, who do want to do something more than make money, but they enjoy making money, but they want to build something that actually in their field, in their niche, in their area of performance, stands out as a world-class player, at least a national player. And that's what we're looking for there. That's how our outreach is going. And I have to say, the caliber of people responding to this is very, very high. I'm very gratified by that thus far.
And tell me, Doug, how do you see the US market for Recruitment Entrepreneur in the next 12 months?
I've said it before. I think that what people have to understand, and I have to understand, is that this couldn't be a more two-way street. We have to be right for the company in question, the individuals in question that drive it, and they have to be right for us, our vision of where we want to go. So we're not looking in the next 6 months to 12 months to say we've done a lot of deals just for the sake of doing deals. This is not popping popcorn. We don't have people we invest in, and I've studied this hard, coming back for cash calls. we don't have people, if they get in a little bump along the way, we help them fix it. We have the expertise. But most would tell you, and we encourage people to talk to our joint venture partners, it's part of the discovery process, that they are accelerating way ahead of the average in their, whatever their sector might be, and that they are achieving paybacks of their loans, they are achieving dividends, and they are most of all achieving the building of value leading to a successful exit. We want to find in the next year 10, accelerating because of the reputational growth. I think that would double to 20 the following year. And I really view there is no upper end of it, but being realistic, I think within 5 years we'll be turning the corner 75 to 100 deals in the United States, just because of the sheer size of the market and the sheer diversity of the market. You could just do lawyers in the United States, and that's a $500 million business, just that segment. So there's a lot to do, and we're up to the game, we're up for the fight, and a good fight to make it happen and expand Recruitment Entrepreneur.
I mean, I think globally, with the vision that we have and the business plan that we've written, I have every confidence that Recruitment Entrepreneur will be the #1 investor in recruitment businesses around the world. You know, I'd like to wake up, every day knowing that somewhere in the world we're backing an entrepreneur who's going to start his own recruitment business. One of the ingredients that we provide our entrepreneurs is a world-class back office, finance, accounting, HR, marketing, and technology. In the world we live in today, to be successful and to scale your business, you need a fantastic technology platform. I'm delighted that we have partnered with JobAdder, who I think is a world-class leading platform as a CRM system that you need. Every business around the world that we are backing today is on the JobAdder platform. I think with the technology that we provide and the services and the infrastructure gives you all the ingredients on how to scale that business. What are your thoughts on that, Doug?
From the beginning, as I've immersed myself in this, one major thing has come out of it, that we position our joint venture partners day by day to fashion themselves to emerge as leaders in their own right, to turn somebody that has the ability into a real CEO in this business, and also in doing that, to wrap that business in a wrapper that a buyer down the road or buyers competing for that business are going to think this is a world-class business in every aspect, from board packs to how the HR is handled to who does the auditing. Everything is done with an idea of being best in class and attractive to the kind of buyers that James can bring to the table and his team. And part of that is the CRM system. Ours is seamless. JobAdder is seamless. So we are actively involved with each of the owners to be right on top of their cash flow, right on top of their accounts and collections. There are no gaps. So if someone 5 years down the road is looking at that business and examining the iterations it's gone through, its evolution, they're going to see, not perfection, they're going to see real life. They're going to see a business that's growing. It may be a curve that's like this, but they can see what happened, what was done to increase workflow, cash, the whole thing. They can see if there was a problem, what was done about it, and it's all very transparent. And let's face it, it all leads to the back office. JobAdder gives us a seamless 100% connection with every one of our joint venture partners, so we know what situation they're in, and we're there to help them every day. It's part of the whole program.
Nice to be back. Great to have you, Doug.